This is take two for anybody who was in the first stream. um, Welcome to Queers and Soaps. I'm Tommy, and as always, I'm joined by Aaron.
Hello.
And tonight we're finally talking about the web series The Bay, which all seasons are now on Peacock, thanks to our friend Ashley who recommended it to us. So let's roll the credits and we'll start talking about it. Okay, so the show takes place in Bay City, which I'm not sure if anybody's aware of this, but that's the name of the town on Another World. So I don't know if that was a purposeful nod to Another World, but I like it.
I like to think it was.
I guess our main protagonist is Sarah Garrett, played by Mary Beth Evans,
who we love. But
yes.
how could you not?
She's our Kayla Brady on Days of Our Lives.
Who's currently dead, but might be.
Okay.
Yeah.
Not to go out on a tangent right away, but are you watching?
Here and there.
Okay, so that makes sense because I'm not.
Oh.
Remember you said that we don't watch at the same time.
Oh. It is what it is. I don't know that she's died yet, but she may have. But back to the Bay.
Yes. So she is currently married to Steve Jensen, played by Matthew Ashford, who also from Days of Our Lives.
Who does a wonderful job being evil, or just a scum
really
of a person. I was like, yeah, this is like, I'm not really ever attracted to Jack, but for some reason, Steve being a dirtbag and evil is just like, it works for you. Okay.
Okay, so I remember that you don't like, but I also had the thought, I was like, I'm kind of attracted to him as an asshole.
I know, which is just, my clearly trauma that I'm again attracted to the worst kinds of people.
Yeah. Oh, he's terrible. So apparently 20 years ago, maybe, I don't remember the timeline, he raped her. And now he's holding something over her head, and he forced her to marry him.
What do you think he's holding over her head? Because I have my theory.
I don't know, because I feel like a lot of information was thrown at us. So she has this other son, Brian, who's in jail
for murder,
for allegedly killing somebody.
Yeah.
Well,
allegedly.
She says he didn't do it, so I'm with her. I'm just gonna say he didn't do it, and he's in there because he was framed. Maybe Steve did it, and he framed him.
I'm thinking she killed her grandfather because he died mysteriously on the boat.
Yes, so they said that they did not get along, which would make me think that she would not inherit anything. But if he died, why did she get everything?
I know. I feel like there's more to come.
Yeah.
Actually, I feel like the setting of this, like the way they're describing everything, it's like I feel like I've missed a decade worth of show. And I'm like, I need to know, like, I need a little bit more information. I'm sure we'll get it, but I was just like, oh, I want to know. Because the guy that plays the grandfather is a pretty well-known actor. I can't think of what his name is.
Well, wait, the grandfather or her father, who's the mayor?
No, the grandfather.
Oh, okay.
Because you saw his portrait.
He did look familiar. I couldn't figure out who he was.
I've seen him in a ton of stuff.
But she's also kind of having like a not-so-secret romance with Commissioner Lex Martin, played by Tristan Rogers.
And I'm a sucker for an accent. So I was like, it's like, why'd you marry Steve?
Soap opera fans may know him more from General Hospital and The Young and the Restless.
That's one thing I liked about the Bay was all these people. I love seeing like character or actors from different soaps come together because it's just like you're used to seeing them on their main show. But here you have Kayla she was on GH, but you know what I'm saying.
We have Jade Harlow, who was on Passions. She was Jessica on Passions, and she played Leanna.
Oh, that's right. I thought she looked familiar.
Really? You didn't recognize her? She's like my favorite Jessica.
Is she the last one that got with Spike?
No, she's the second one.
Okay. See, I
Yeah.
remember the last one more.
Okay. So she is, for all intents and purposes, a prostitute. And Steve seems to own this sex club or a brothel that these people party at, and all of his girls entertain their clients and boys, because there's a few guy ones also.
Mm-hmm.
She seems to be kind of in a situationship with this guy who also likes guys. And
I loved when he's like, it's the 21st century.
I like how open it was, because this is probably like 10 years ago, if not longer.
12.
And
this was 2010.
yeah, you can kind of tell by certain things, because somebody said, "Oh, I'm going to call a cab," not an Uber, not a Lyft. They said a cab. And I saw a few Blackberries floating around. And I was like, "Oh, I miss my Blackberry."
Oh, I had one of those too.
Yeah,
The letters were so small. I do not miss it.
I liked having BBM. It felt like exclusive because you have BBM.
Oh, that sounds sexual.
So the brothel ends up getting busted because one of the girls, Orchid,
Mm-hmm. Who I like her.
aka Marissa,
Mm-hmm.
First let a reporter in who was just screaming, Nathan,
Perkins.
screaming at Steve so that he raped Sarah. And Steve immediately had him removed.
Mm-hmm.
But there was another reporter, I believe her name was Zoe.
Mm-hmm.
That was kind of lurking in the background, and I think maybe she reported it to the police, and that's why they broke it up. Because she went running to the police station, where we see Sarah screaming about trying to get her son out of prison.
I felt so bad for the cute guy that OD'd. I was like, "Oh, you're so cute."
Right, and then so his father is Ron Moss.
Yeah, we learned he's a Garrett. I was like, "Oh wow, this is one very attractive family."
Yeah. So Ron Moss is Ron Moss. That's the actor. This is his father.
Oh no, this is when I played a little for my mom because she was over, and as I'm describing the characters, I don't call them by their names on the show or their after names. I'm like, okay, this is Kayla. You know, she is that. Like I'm using the names that she would know from the other soaps.
Mm-hmm.
Like this is Kayla. She's married to Jack in the show.
So his father's character's name is John Blackwell, and his name is Damian Blackwell. So he must be a half brother to Sarah. Maybe he's like an illegitimate child, and maybe that's why he hates her so much. Not sure. We'll find out, I guess.
I thought he was a Garrett, but like his father disowned him.
Then why does he have a different last name?
It's not like you can't change that.
Well, we know that the mother died of cancer, allegedly. Mm-hmm. Maybe the mother had an affair.
I was bad. I didn't take notes as I normally should. Or well, I never do. Who am I kidding? It's like me. It's like me in college. I never took notes. But I sped through the episodes because they were so addicting. So there's a little bit of stuff here, and they're only like 20 minutes at the most, and I love that. I call it snackable content because like I can just take a break, watch it, and come back, and that's why I love.
You watch like 3 episodes in an hour, and I want to keep going.
Yeah, that's why I messaged Tommy saying, "Can we watch episode 6 and 7?" Because I thought it was going to resolve the cliffhanger at the end of episode 5. And then it didn't. And then I looked at the episode's names and I made myself mad because I saw a character's name and their funeral in the title. I was like, what the fuck? Better not kill someone. Yeah. So I'm ready to watch the other 7.
We had Martha Madison playing Sarah's daughter.
That's my girl too. The moment I saw her, I was like, yay. I was so excited.
And there was a scene when they were on the boat at the party where I was like, they do resemble each other. They could play mother or some kind of relation.
Mhm.
So then we have a character, Janice, who is sleeping with Sarah's youngest son,
Who's also his daughter's ex,
Pete.
or her daughter's ex.
X. Yes. So this is very tangled web that everybody's weaving.
I know, I love it, and I love a tangled web.
The grandfather or Sarah's father, who's the mayor, is married to Sophia, who's played by Jackie Zeman from General Hospital.
Hmm.
Um,
She was just cute as a button with her little southern accent, or hints
yeah,
of
and
southern accent. I
I'm
loved it.
not I'm not like a big GH fan, so I haven't really seen much, and I haven't really seen her play Bobby much on GH. So I'm like, is that her real accent? Like, does Bobby have that, or is she just doing that for the bag?
Oh no. Oh no, I love it. Keep it up.
Anybody that knows, leave a comment. So Sarah finds Pete and Janice in bed because they're at her house. Like, who does that?
Well, I think he lives at home, so where else are you gonna do
Go,
it?
go
But
to a
then again,
motel.
well, yeah, because you risk your ex girlfriend. It's your ex girlfriend's mom,
Mhm,
and it's your mom's like worst enemy.
mhm.
I think I would have found a neutral space. Neutral space.
I
Should ask Grandpa for advice, or see if he could use the office.
I laughed when Janice said to Sarah. She had a line that was something like, "You're calling me a slut? You're the sluttiest one of them all," or something like that.
I love getting to see Mary Beth play a little bit more of a edgier role.
I always kind of flinch or like because I'm not expecting it when they drop like a fuck or shit. I'm like, oh, that's right, we can say this. This isn't a regular daytime soap opera. Because these are also actors that I'm not used to being able to say words like that
Mhm.
because they're always on a soap opera. So it's fun.
I will say though, Pete,
Mhm.
Christos Andrews,
Mhm.
his voice, oh my gosh, it's like butter.
Oh,
Sorry,
also a sign of the times, his haircut was very Justin Bieber.
who didn't have that haircut? We all had the swoosh.
I didn't.
I sometimes have like PTSD from the Phantom. Like, I'm like, oh, it's not there no more.
um, so Orchid, aka Marissa, is I think a Ramos.
She is, yes. No,
So
is she?
I think so because okay, so
No, because her brother was that cop she ran into, I thought.
yeah, whose last name is Ramos, but
Oh,
also so is Janice, and so is I think Manny, who Martha Madison's character is engaged to.
yes.
So Manny is Janice's brother.
Hmm.
So her brother is marrying her lover's sister. I'm like trying to like work out the web in my
One
brain.
thing I do like is the fact that, they're, yes, they don't like that Pete and Janice are together, but it's not because of the age difference. It's just because they hate the bitch. So it's like, it doesn't matter that there's an age difference. We just hate you.
The actress that plays Janice is from General Hospital also.
She's pretty.
She in the 90s was married to Sonny when Brenda married Jack. Have you heard of Clink Boom?
Sure. No,
No.
I don't know my
So
GH history.
because I'm not a GH watcher, I don't really know the
You don't know
specifics, so
your
I might be
GH history. You know your Brenda history.
okay. So the details are a little vague for me because I didn't watch it then. But I think what happened was Brenda, so Sonny and Lily were married, and Brenda had moved on with Jackson. I think maybe they got married. And just as they clinked their champagne glasses together, like to celebrate this, they had a scene of Lily getting into the limo and exploding. So GH fans call it Clink Boom. because the glasses. But back to the bag.
God, I love soaps.
So, who is your favorite character out of all of the people that we met?
Ooh, okay, hang on. I need to not be biased because my automatic response is I want to go to Martha because I just love Martha Madison.
Mhm.
Oh, you go first. Second. I'm having trouble. Oh, Patricia's character. I mean, she's a small character that runs the little diner.
Oh, Patricia Darbo.
Yeah. Loved her. When she's like, there goes my little chocolate drip. Like, not just anyone can get away with saying that line. And it being so freaking cute.
We also had what's his name? The guy that ended up strangling Zoe. He's from All My Children and Port Charles. He played Rafe on Port Charles.
Oh, okay.
He was also on Models Inc. I can't remember the actor's name right now. Oh, Brian Gaskill. That's his name.
There's something about Zoe I like too. I don't know what it. I'm not sure what it is.
It's because she's a ginger. You like ginger.
I do like my ginger. When I saw Martha Madison in that flashback with a little hint of red, I was like, "Ooh, girl, get it."
It looks good on her. I kind of want Belle to go red for a little bit.
I know. Nowhere in the Day's Bible does it say Belle must be red. Blonde. Must be blonde.
Sammy went red for a little bit back in the early aughts.
That was a good choice. So did Donna from 90210. It worked.
I'm gonna say my favorite character so far. I think I like Janice. I find myself really like engrossed in her scenes.
Mm-hmm.
She seems like a very insecure woman, which is why maybe she's sleeping around with the younger man to validate her in some way.
Do you get that with Sarah too? Like maybe that's the reason her and Janice don't get along is because deep down they're very similar.
Maybe, but I would also like to know why they hate each other. Like, what's the root of that? Did they go to high school together, and it's just like this high school rivalry that they still have?
Yeah, possibly.
I mean, we have like 7 seasons.
Yeah,
watch, so I'm sure we'll get answers as we continue to watch.
I will say though, what's his name? That from both Ron Moss.
Mm-hmm.
He was giving me the level of campy I needed. The way he would do his voice, like, "Oh, the bay." Yeah. Like it was kind of like John Blackwell mad. I loved it.
Judy Evans played his wife, and that was a weird like couple for me. I'm like, oh, Ridge and Bonnie / Adrian. It's just like, oh, okay. That's not something I would have pictured, but okay.
I love me some Judy Evans. Oh my gosh,
I know. I love seeing her.
I do too.
She pulls off short hair really well.
She
love
does.
her hair slicked back.
I was like, ooh, girl, bring it. But yeah, that's an interesting couple. I can't wait to find out more about them.
Yeah.
Like, what is that brought them together? However, the guy that's playing their son looks like that could actually be their son. Like if those two had a kid, I feel like that's what it would look like.
Yeah, right. We even had Sean Kane in a couple of episodes. Deacon from Bold and the Beautiful.
Mm-hmm.
He seemed to be playing some kind of assistant to the mayor.
Assistant, yes.
Yeah. So he knew about the prostitute, and he was trying to cover it up. Oh, she was ballsy getting a job as his wife's assistant.
Oh my! And then sitting all those flowers on the boat.
Yes.
One thing I thought was funny is how they were talking about that boat dinner was going to be like this. It's this big fundraising thing. The only people there were the family, so it's like a family dinner.
Yeah, like a dinner party, right?
Like I thought this was a fundraiser. It looks like just family and Janice is here.
I liked when Sophia, the mayor's wife, was like, "Oh, my daughter was a." She said her daughter was coming
Hmm.
to town to go to college, then she said something like, "Oh, she's around your age," in front of Janice, and Janice was like, "Oh, a girlfriend," and she just like. um, she wore her dresses very well. That was also something I was kind of obsessed with Janice. I thought she looked beautiful.
I could see why the gays would love her.
Hmm. And she's very emotional. Like I was in it when she was crying.
It seems like the Ramos family might be very emotional because Lily Anna is very emotional too.
um, so the mayor is like pissed at Orchid for doing what she did. And he meets up with her and she gets in the car and he like starts to strangle her and she's like, "Oh, I'm into asphyxiation."
The way she delivered her lines was just, it's like, okay, I like it. And then when she
She's
pulled
from
the knife,
And then she pulled a knife and literally cut him.
yeah, and then still let him, get with her. I was kind of like, girl, you're after my heart.
She was
My
like,
heart.
"We're gonna do this my way," and then they started making out, and we assume had sex in the car, even though he just tried to kill her and she cut him.
Um,
And that was like the cliffhanger for episode 7.
oh
Um,
yeah,
I like her a lot too.
she's fine. I mean, she's that bad girl you're gonna like.
She was on All My Children, I remember, in like the early 2000s, maybe mid 2000s.
Okay, maybe that's where I know her from then.
Yeah, I remember her face. I didn't really watch a lot of All My Children, but I remember her face
I
from
watched
SoapNet.
in early. I was gonna say I watched the soap during the SoapNet time.
Yeah, because I would just have SoapNet on, so sometimes it would
Mhm.
All My Children or One Life to Live would be on in the background, so I would pick up things.
Yeah.
But yeah, I think it was a great start for season 1. The first half, 7 episodes.
I enjoyed it.
Um,
I
I'm
ha-
glad.
I'd recommend it.
I'm. I see why it won Emmys. I'm glad it won Emmys.
Oh, I do too.
um, I love the establishing shots. They are so beautiful. I'm like, wow, we got a budget. I'm not
And
used to a budget.
yeah, I feel like Venice and the Bay really set the bar for web series.
Hmm. Yeah.
I love the dark. Like the Bay is very kind of dark, and I love my darkness.
Hmm. Um. Oh, we also got to see Charles Shaughnessy.
Who's a was when he saw his daughter. I'm not making fun of it. I'm just laughing because it's so fun to see like him be all like that.
Hmm. Yeah, there was just every time like a new like familiar face popped up, I was like, oh, because
Yeah,
I just love seeing actors that don't normally work together because they're all in the same industry, but
and
like
sometimes it's like a little trick too because I'm like, oh, this is a pretty big actor in the soap world. Are they playing a big part or like one of the smaller parts? And you don't really know.
we even got a Alicia Lee Willis, the blonde, who I think is Sarah's niece. Her and her brother showed up towards the
Oh
end.
yes, mm-hmm.
She's from General Hospital, and she was on one of those telenovelas. I think she was on American
Was it?
Heiress.
That's what it was.
I think she was the American Heiress.
Yeah,
um,
I I know the people that are coming, and I'm so excited to get to the later seasons.
do you? I
Yeah,
don't know
well,
anything. Well, I know
I,
Brandon Beamer is going to be on it at some point.
Mike Manning's on it.
Oh yeah, that's right.
Mhm.
Oh, Jason. I don't know if you know him. Jason Shane Scott. He played one of the police officers. He was on One Life to Live at one point.
Is he the one that slept with Leanna and then was like, "Get out"?
No, he was only in like one scene. He was like at the police station, and that was it.
Oh, okay.
But there was a big name. Lane Davies was in it, and he played Mason Capwell on Santa Barbara. He was the older
Okay.
detective that came on towards the later episodes that we watched.
Hmm.
So I was like, wow, Lane Davies. That's a big name. Um, but yeah, I'm excited to see who else pops up. And I'm excited for more of the story to unfold. You never did tell me who your favorite character is. You said you wanted to say Martha, but
Well, I think I'm going. I thought I said Patricia.
oh, that's who you settled on.
Just hearing her say that little chocolate drop of whatever she said was just had me rolling.
Speaking of with him, so he has like this weird attraction. Well, it's not weird. He has an attraction to Leanna, and I guess maybe they know each other from childhood, and
Or
he doesn't like
maybe
that she's a prostitute, and they end up sleeping together. But then his father catches her in his like uniform in the morning. Um, by the way, his father's played by Real Andrews, who's from General Hospital, so another soap actor. um, and it's almost like he pushes her away because he knows that his father's not approving of it, and he basically treats her like trash.
which was really sad. I was like, oh, Leanna, no wonder she's going that way.
Um, I think that's pretty much it. Oh, I also want to know because they mentioned it in passing. Martha Madison's character, and we keep calling her Martha Madison because I can't remember her character's name. um, they said that she lost custody of her son, and I want to know why.
It's Marley.
Marley. They said that she lost custody of her son, and I want to know why
I
or
bet
how.
that's yeah. I'm curious to that as well. I liked how she stood up to Steve, and then when like she walked away, Steve, you could tell he wasn't happy, but I was like, you need to take care of that.
Mhm. Um, it was a little weird when she told her fiance that his sister was hooking up with her brother, and he was just kind of like, first he was just like, really? And then he was like, all right, he's hooking up with my sister. And she's like more mad than he is.
It was funny when he's like, and your brother, if I swung that way,
Yeah.
I was like, you're making valid points.
So I feel like the father of or her ex husband, I don't know what he is to her, that has custody of her son, is going to be somebody that we'll recognize because we haven't seen him yet. Like he's probably
Hmm.
going to be a soap
Hmm.
actor. So yeah, I'm excited.
I am too. I enjoyed it.
We're
Well
definitely
done.
we're definitely going to cover it. We're not going to wait too long to get to the second half.
No, because I gotta find out what happened to Zoe.
You're obsessed with Zoe.
Well, I thought the cliffhanger would be resolved, and then it wasn't. And I was like, motherfucker.
So hashtag binge the bay and go to Peacock to watch. You can watch 6 seasons. The seventh season is currently airing on a channel called Popstar, I believe.
Yeah, I
So
don't.
here's hoping that it goes to Peacock after.
I bet it will.
Yeah, because season 6 wasn't on there for a little bit, and now it is. So,
And I believe a
but
season 8 is in the works. So I'm just like, oh, thank goodness I'm discovering the show and they're still going to be making more.
good. Well, by the time we catch up, hopefully they'll be up to like season 10.
I think they've had, how many episodes have they had?
I think
About
they've had
70, about 71 so far. So that's pretty good.
yeah, because the first 3 seasons are 14, and then 4 through 6 are 10. So I don't know how many season 7 is gonna have. But do you have anything else to add?
No, just that I hate that it took us so long to watch it.
Well, now we know we love it, and we're gonna keep binging the bay. And as always, you can find us on all the socials at Queers and Soaps. And until next time, have a great night, guys. Bye.
Bye.